Hello! Hello, Pokemon lovers! It is time for the last episode of the Johto region Rating All Pokémon. Ha! That went fast. By the time the year's over, I'll have run out of Pokemon, maybe. Probably not. I'm pretty sure that I still have a lot left. But, it's time for the end of the Johto region. We have 3 regular Pokemon and 3 legendary Pokemon. So let's just start with the regular Pokemon, and the first one is Larvitar. Larvitar is honestly one of my favorite boys. I love Larvitar. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Larvitar is a rock ground Pokemon, and it is really fucking adorable. First of all, like, what? Look at it! Look at it. Larvitar is a larvae Pokemon, but it pretty much doesn't look like larvae because it looks cute and larvae are gross. But that doesn't matter. Larvitar eats soil, that's what it makes it grow. It eats soil, that is disgusting, but you know what? I can forgive it. You eat that soil, boy. So yeah, Larvitar is like a rich man's Bulbasaur. I don't know. Larvitar is just like the cute Bulbasaur, but cute does not have anything to do with it. Why did I make that connection? It makes no sense at all. Fun Pokédex entry from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Larvitar is born deep under the ground. To come up to the surface, this Pokemon must eat its way through the soil above. Until it does so, Larvitar cannot see its parents' faces. Aw, poor boy. It just has to, like, it's all alone and just has to dig its way up and through the soil, and the parents are not around, and I feel really, really bad for a little Larvitar baby. Come to me. I will hold you and be your mother. Larvitar shares some of its origins with dinosaurs because of the way it looks. The French name for Larvitar is Embrilex, which comes from embryo, and silex, which is a type of stone. That is it. Larvitar is cute. I love Larvitar. 5 out of 5. Love that guy. Also, I cannot seem to find one in Pokemon Soul Silver. So if you know the whereabouts of that fucking Larvitar in Pokemon Soul Silver, let me know, because I have fucking looked through the entire Safari Zone and I can't find it. Help me. Larvitar then evolves into Pupitar, which is a name that sounds weird. What's the card?
That's Pupitar.
Pupitar is a Pupitar is kind of like a cocoonish Pokemon, and it looks like it's wearing a mask. It's kind of savage for a cocoon Pokemon, especially since it stays in the cocoon phase until level 55. But Pupitar is a more useful cocoon Pokemon than Metapod and Kakuna are, so it's okay. But still, level 55! Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire says, Pupitar creates a gas inside its body that it compresses and forcefully ejects to propel itself like a jet. The body is very durable. It avoids damage even if it hits solid steel. Solid steel. It's savage. It's a savage cocoon, man. This bitch will fuck you up. Because Pupitar is the Pokemon that comes between the larval stage and the adult stage of a Pokemon, it is a Pupa Pokemon. I hate that word. I've never used that word in my life, but they keep describing it as a Pupa. I think Pupitar is kind of cool, but then it's just not Larvitar, is it? So Pupitar gets a 4 out of 5. Level 55? Speaking of level 55, Pupitar evolves into the badass that is Tyranitar. Now, Tyranitar is literally one of the most savage Pokemon, at least in my opinion. I love Tyranitar. It is epic, looks like a fucking dinosaur Godzilla type of creature. It is powerful as fuck, and it has a mega evolution that looks kind of terrifying and that I have never used ever in my life, but it has that, and it's cool. Tyranitar is very powerful. It has an insolent nature. It is not very trusty of humans. It is really strong, and it's always looking for a fight, which is kind of terrifying, but you know, I mean, if I was really fucking strong, I would do that too. Like, who wouldn't? If you're strong, you gotta fight things. That's how being strong works. I wouldn't know because I'm not strong. When Tyranitar goes on a rampage, it goes so mental that it actually fucks up, like, all the nature and the landscapes around it, and people have to actually redraw maps because of Tyranitar's crazy temper. Pokemon X says, in just one of its mighty hands, it has the power to make the ground shake and mountains crumble. That sounds epic as hell. I'll take it. So Tyranitar seems to be based on Godzilla. It kind of looks like Godzilla. It has the appearance. It can break landscapes. Godzilla does that. It climbs on things and then fucks them up. And then Mega Tyranitar, because it looks so crazy and spacey, may possibly be based on Space Godzilla. I have never heard of Space Godzilla in my life, but apparently it's a thing. And apparently Mega Tyranitar is based on it. The more you know. Tyranitar's name comes from tyrant and Tyrannosaurus. That makes a lot of sense. And that's all I have to say about Tyranitar. Also, Tyranitar is a pseudo-legendary, which is some term that I have never heard of before I was researching Tyranitar. And apparently it means it's just strong as hell. That's not like what it means, but it's pretty much what it comes down to. 5 out of 5. Alright, let's just get rid of this Pokedex now, and we're gonna go over to the legendary Pokemon of the Johto region. Of course, I have my boy Foof, who makes the art, so let's just go. Lugia. Nice. Lugia is the game mascot of Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Soul Silver, and Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. Lugia is one of my favorite legendary Pokemon. I love its design. I love what it stands for. Lugia is like the master of the 3 legendary birds. It is just a really, really fucking cool guy. It's also the master of the seas. And I don't know, man. Lugia is... I just think it looks really cool. Have you seen its hand claws? What is that? That's great. I just spit all over the place. So excited about Lugia. So Lugia, just like the legendary birds, is capable of like changing the weather a bit. Specifically, it can cause storms. Because it has these big ass wings, it can just flap them and it will make a big wind that will blow you away. You specifically. I know you're watching. You there? Lugia is gonna blow your ass away. So Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire says, Lugia's wings pack devastating power. A light fluttering of its wings can blow apart regular houses. As a result, this Pokemon chooses to live out of sight deep under the sea. Lugia may be based on the Ryujin. I think that's how you pronounce it, but don't, I am not Japanese. It is a Shinto god, it is a dragon, it lives on the ocean floor, and it seems like Lugia shares a lot of similarities with that god. There are a lot of name origins for Lugia. It could come from the beluga whale, which it also has some traits of. It could be from lutetium, teat, which is like a silverish element, which would make sense with a Pokemon Silver, Soul Silver stuff. But it can also come from Lugio, which is Latin for dormant, and which would resemble the way it lays down on the sea and keeps itself hidden. Now, Lugia, my favorite, 5 out of 5 Master Balls. Next up is Ho-Oh. Now, Ho-Oh is the guardian of the Burn Tower, and Ho-Oh is the guy who resurrected the legendary beasts, which I mentioned before. Now, Ho-Oh kind of scares me. Not really my favorite. It looks terrifying. But then again, it's a legendary Pokemon, so why am I surprised? Opposed to Lugia, Ho-Oh is the guardian of the skies. That is cool. And as you may remember, in the first episode of Pokemon Ever, Ash sees a Lugia flying around the sky. Now, this Pokedex entry may actually explain that. Pokemon Wise says it will reveal itself before a pure-hearted trainer by shining its bright rainbow-colored wings. Ash is not the best trainer in the world, but we can agree on the fact that it's pretty pure-hearted guy. He's a cool dude. I like him, man. He's alright. He's an alright guy. And he likes his Pokemon. And they're his friends. So what do you want to do? Ho-Oh is pretty widely based on the Phoenix. It looks like a Phoenix, it can resurrect things from the dead, and it also looks like a peacock, but that's irrelevant, but I just thought I'd mention that. It may also be based on the Huma bird, which is a bird that will fly through the skies restlessly and never sleeps, and is just a really, it's a bird. Legendary bird from Romania? I don't remember what country. So the Phoenix is a symbol of resurrection, and this shows in the fact that Ho-Oh rised from the ashes of the Burn Tower and then resurrected the legendary beasts, as I mentioned before. Ho-Oh is pretty cool, but it just doesn't cut it compared to Lugia. So Ho-Oh to me is 4 out of 5. And the last one of the Johto region is Celebi. Celebi is like a fairy-like mythical Pokemon, and I have to say that Celebi, the voice of the forest, is actually one of my favorite Pokemon movies ever. I don't know, I think Celebi is adorable. It is like a cute as heck little tiny little thing, and we just want to hug it and kiss it. Not kiss it, just hug it. It's just cute as hell. Celebi is able to travel through time. It is pretty crazy. It's like the guardian of the forest. And generally, I don't know. Celebi is just great. Celebi only appears when the future of the world it appears in is preposterous, prosperous, and joyful. So it's a good sign. If you see a Celebi, that's a good sign. It means you're gonna be happy forever. So. Pokemon Silver says, when Celebi disappears deep in a forest, it is said to leave behind an egg it brought from the future. I don't know what that means. What type of egg? Who laid that egg? Did it steal that egg? Where the fuck did that egg come from? What if it just stole that fucking egg from a Chansey that was just chilling, and now that egg is somewhere in the past in a forest? What does that even mean, Celebi? What are you doing? Don't steal eggs! You're like the size of an egg. I'm pretty sure you can't lay eggs. Unless you lay yourself? So Celebi is probably related to the nature worshipping of Shintoism. Pokemon has a lot of things that are kind of based on Shinto, which is an Asian religion. They probably just took that part of the religion and turned it into a Pokemon that kind of represents that part. I think it's based on a fairy or a pixie because it just looks like a fairy or a pixie. And Celebi's name probably comes from the combination of celestial and being. Celestial being. I love it. 5 out of 5. And that was it for today's rating of the Pokemon. The Johto region is over. No more Johto from now on. We're gonna head over to the Hoenn region, and I just want to know, what is your favorite Hoenn starter? It's probably Mudkip, because I heard you like Mudkips. Old memes. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'll see you next week.